Hello everybody, welcome along. Not only is it watch along time, it is England time. Denmark versus England in the Euros. I did not get the pleasure of being able to cover the Serbia game, but here we are with the Three Lions' first appearance on the channel. Let the madness begin. Let the emotions flow. Let the wild takes begin. It is England on the channel. You love to see it. Welcome along. If you're in the chat, make yourself known nice and early. We have a little bit of catching up to do first off. And that is due to 3 games yesterday and 1 today. And you would have to say the result of the one today has gone in England's favour in the groups, but we'll get to that. Yesterday, Croatia 2, Albania 2. My assertion in the predictions that Croatia always turn up. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Albania led in that one, and then 2 quick goals from the Croats made it 2-1, and then a 95th minute equaliser for the Albanians tied that one up. Then the impressive Germans went 2 for 2 against Hungary. Musiala again and Gundogan, the goal scorers in that one. And the other game in that group, in Group A, was Scotland versus Switzerland. Much better from the Scots. And they're still in this. If they can win their last game against Hungary, Scotland are potentially able to go through, but they need to win. Let me just bring up the groups there involving Croatia, Albania, Germany, Hungary, Scotland, Italy. So the first group to complete 2 games then, Group A. And you can see Germany there are pretty much, are they guaranteed through? I guess they must be, mustn't they? Yeah. 6 points. The Germans are the first teams to qualify for the round of 16. Switzerland would do well not to qualify with their 4 points now. And Scotland, look, if they can beat Hungary, like I say, they'll land on 4 points and they'll be in the pot for the best third placed teams. You can see Albania and Croatia there. Big problems there for Croatia now. 1 point, and their last game is against the Italians. It is Spain versus Italy tonight as well. More pertinently to all you England fans was the result just earlier, which, you know, you may not think is massively important, but it went for England. Slovenia won. Serbia 1 means England are the only team still in their group to have won a game. Everyone else has dropped points with draws in all the other games, which really works out very, very nicely for England, and very much like the Germans, they can have it all sorted today, but in an even better way. It was a late equaliser for Serbia as well. Jovic in the 95th minute, and we'll get into England-Denmark in just a jiffy, but it does pertain nicely to this game. Let's just bring up that table. Slovenia do have 2 points, but look, England are all done. And England win today, they go on to 6. Denmark would stay on 1. Not only would they be all done, but they would be guaranteed to win the group after just 2 games as well. And then all of you people who want to see 800 changes every single game, you will get them in the third game. Or maybe you won't. And we'll talk about unchanged teams in just a jiffy. Let's say some hellos, but let's go first to Annie. You absolute legend, 79p on the super chat. Thank you, Annie. Big England fan. Let's say some more hellos. Ewan. David, let's go. Leather Sandals, welcome to you. Devano, welcome to you, my friend. Chris, still talking about pentatonics. Annie, thank you again for the super chat. Jay, legend, representing the channel membership there as well. Liam, long time no see. You're always welcome here, Liam. Right, before we get into the team news, let's just try and dive in on an early like spike. How are we doing over on YouTube? If I hit the button, I see I've got my volume switched on. So I'll turn that off. Professionalism is. I think we've got 7 likes. I think we can boost that fairly easily. So if you're watching right now, before we look at the team news, you've got 20 seconds to hit the like button, get involved with the hearts and whatnot on TikTok as well. It's time for a like spike. Spike those likes, get it in there, Jay. Thank you, Annie, again for the support. Wonderful, wonderful. I will make the claim again, make the plea that we are in close season time, which is quite difficult for us EFL vloggers. So if you do want to support the channel, you can do so merely by interacting. Just make sure you're hitting the thumbs up and commenting in the chat. But you can donate like Annie did on Super Chat and on Super Sticker, or join up as a YouTube member. Hit the button down there or over on Patreon. Let's get in to the team news. Time for the lineups. Okay, I'm sure each and every one of you already knows what the England team is and you can reel it off, but give me your reaction to the fact that England, Gareth Southgate, has gone unchanged. Exactly the same team that played against Serbia. So for those of you who wanted loads of changes, you'll be disappointed. For those of you who like a consistent team to build into a tournament, you will be very, very pleased. I want your takes. Lots of talk about Foden. We do always seem to get an obsession about one player when it's England, and it was Foden after the first game. And again, full transparency, I was up in the air on the way to Italy. I did not see the Serbia game. So this will be my first look at the 3 lions in this tournament. And you know the team already. In goal, Everton's Jordan Pickford. It's Kyle Walker at right back. Kieran Trippier continues on at left back. A fair bit of information from Southgate in the pressers about Luke Shaw as well. And they'd kind of teased us that he might be back a little bit earlier, but it's back to that 3rd game in the groups scenario. And look, if England get the win tonight and they're already guaranteed to have won the group, then that's a really easy one because you don't even need to start him and you can just drip Luke Shaw in. Maybe you can start Joe Gomez and then bring Luke Shaw in. But a job needs doing today before you lot accuse me, rightly so, of getting ahead of myself. In central midfield, it is Trent and Declan Rice again. Interesting. Trent starts for the 2nd time in central midfield. Everyone will have their views on that. He's been given the shirt. It's his to lose by the look of it. He's got to put in a good performance, Trent, hasn't he, against the Danes. And we'll talk about their central midfield area where it may not be too spacious. That means Bukayo Saka, who got the assist for the goal. Phil Foden down the left-hand side again. Check your heat maps, see where he actually pops up in the game and how narrow he manages to get. But at the moment, the 10 position is occupied by maybe England's best player, Jude Bellingham, who obviously got the goal in the first game as well. And is a superstar who won the Champions League with Real Madrid as well. Up top, Harry Kane. And the message I got was Kane was actually staying forward in the last game. And I did laugh at Gareth Southgate's comment. He's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. Everyone was saying, comes back too far. If he stays forward, he's not dropping back enough. You know the deal, don't you? With England. Let's see if there's any comments on that England 11. Ewan, unchanged team is the correct one. John, like to see Jared Bowen have another run. I suspect you will see Jared Bowen at some point today. Looked good when he came on. Bowen on the right, Gordon on the left, Foden, Jude in the central midfield. Attack. Englishman here hoping Canada have a good game against Argentina. There you go, Canadian here, supporting England. Sense a kid. There we go. We're all friends in the chat. You love to see it. Let's just have a quick look at the England bench and then we will rattle through the Denmark team. So on the bench for the three Lions, Ramsdale, Henderson, the two keepers, Konza, Gomez, Dunk are the defensive options, Wharton, Gallagher, Eze, Mainu, Gordon. Plenty of options, aren't there? Palmer, Tony, Bowen, Ollie Watkins. Look at that. Luke Shaw, hamstring injury expected early July 2024. I think we might see him hopefully before early July. I think we might see him in late June. Fingers crossed. Roy, welcome to you, sir. We've got loads of Canadians in here. Amazing. Love to see it. None of the teams in our group look particularly impressive. Incoming Denmark win. Right. Let's talk about Denmark then. And there is the Danish 11. Remember, they went all the way to the semi-finals in the last Euros and were, of course, beaten by England. And that's where we'll stop talking about that tournament. In goal, you all know Kasper Schmeichel, who's been out at Anderlecht. We have Joachim Andersen of Crystal Palace, Andreas Christensen of Barcelona, and Yannick Vestergaard, who, if you've been watching the channel, we've covered many times, playing for Leicester, but big old back three, proper old school skyscraper back three, that one. In the wing-back spots, Joachim Mahler and Victor Christensen. In the central midfield, Pierre-Emil Højbjerg of Spurs and Morten Hjulmand, no relation, I'm assured, to the manager. And then the quality is Christian Eriksen, still. The Manchester United central midfielder, or number 10, or however you want to call him. Scored in the opening game as well. And we're going to get a front two, aren't we? How about this? Jonas Wind of Wolfsburg and Rasmus Højlund, another Manchester United player. Does that mean there's more Manchester United players in the Denmark team than there are in the England team? Are there any Man United players in the England team without Maguire? I don't think there are they? Okay. That competition ended briefly, but Denmark, were they more at their peak in the last tournament? I don't know. You tell me in the chat. Does feel like, are they just eking as much as they can out of this team? And maybe they need a few new names to come through. But then again, stability, everybody needs it, don't they? Right. Any comments? Jack? Lots of decent players, not really standouts. Eriksen obviously superb, but wrong side of 30. Højlund still, yeah, fair comment. Agree with both of those. Any more comments on the Danes? We'll just have a look at the bench where you'll see some more familiar names. Renov, the reserve keeper. The other reserve keeper is Mads Hermansen, who we covered a million times this season, also for Leicester, who have named a new manager today. Leicester, we've done a video on that. Steve Cooper is the new Leicester City boss. Check that one out. Alexander Barr of Benfica, Matthias Jorgensen, the Brentford link again. Rasmus Christensen, formerly of Leeds, now of Roma. Simon Kjær, who's been around forever, of Milan. Christian Norgard, another Brentford name. The massive Denmark links there. Jakob Brun Larsen of Burnley, going to be playing in the Championship, or is he? We'll find out next season. Matthias Jensen, Brentford. Mikael Damsgaard, Brentford. Andres Daya of Anderlecht. Andreas Skov Olsen of Club Bruges. We're getting to the spare strikers now. Kasper Dolberg of Anderlecht. And Yusuf Poulsen. Does feel like, I don't know if anyone can get the number. I feel like exactly the same squad in the last, I know there's been a World Cup since then, but when we were doing the Euros, no, it wasn't 2020, it was 2021 in the end, but doesn't feel like much has changed for the Danes. I could be wrong about that, but you tell me in the chat. Keep your comments coming, keep the thumbs up and the likes, all of that good stuff coming. We'll get to your predictions in just a second, but of course, let's just give a quick plug to the wonderful people at Beer 52. You can get yourself a free box of Beer 52. There you get 8 cans in there, either nice craft beer or dark beer, whatever you want. You get some bar snacks in there as well, copy of Ferment magazine. It's free, but you have to pay the postage, which is £5.95. And you need to do the following. Follow this link, www.beer52beer52.com/bloom. www.beer52.com/bloom. Claim your free box of beer. As Alistair, in a timely manner, asks, what am I drinking? Coffee. And I've got this horrible thing going on at the moment. I'll just break from the Beer 52 plug. Beer52.com/bloom. I have a throat sweet now when I do one of these long watch-alongs. Doesn't taste good with the... I need to do that like 15 minutes before because it lasts for ages, but there you go. Don't think Kjølen was in... No, he wouldn't have been around the last time. But plenty of them were in that Danish lineup. Right, should we go to predictions? Let me just give you the result of the poll over on the community tab on the Benjamin Bloom football channel. I hate referring to it as that, even though that's what it sounds like. I'm referring to myself in the third person. And you can't do that without sounding like a horrible prick, can you? But you need to know the results of this poll. There it is, 7 hours ago, 470 votes on there on the iPad. Can you see that? Not very well. 69% think England are going to win this. We've seen higher in the competition, haven't we? 18% are going for the draw, which does actually suit both teams. 13% have gone for Denmark. So 69%. I shouldn't begrudge that. I thought that might be like landslide up in the 70s or 80s. So a little bit less confidence in England than I actually imagined. Only by a few percent. I'm not overstating that point at all. Right, we've done the poll. So we need to get your predictions then, guys, in the chat. You've got 10 seconds to get them in. I need the teams. So Denmark something, England something. Get me your score predictions in the chat. Any extra detail you want to add, I love it. Give me goal scorers, give me anything, but give me your predictions. You've got 10 seconds. Get them in the chat. Get them up there on TikTok as well if you're watching on your mobile on that platform as well, or on Twitter. Get them in. We can see you. Don't worry, they all come here. Predictions time. Away you go. I need to make that sting longer, don't I, so I can finish my coffee. Let me have one more sip of coffee. I reckon we can do it before we read out your predictions. Let's have a looky and see what you are saying. Where should we start here? We'll start with Kev, who went a bit early there. 2-0 England. England to win 4-2. Give me 6 goals all day long, Roy. 0-0. We've got it in there. Good. Someone's got to take the 0-0. Chalks. Peter, 2-1 England. David, also 2-1 England. Ewan and Alistair, 2-0. Got some goal scorers, Foden and Jude for Alistair. 1-1 Billy with Bellingham on the score sheet again. 3-1, England. Gordon Brace, Desert Team. He's going to have to do it off the bench, but it's possible. Hopefully we'll see Anthony Gordon at some point today. Goal for Kane today. Sounds good to me. Loads of nil effing nils here, as England do in the middle game. Yeah, I remember that Scotland game. God. A little bit dull. That one. What was the middle game in Qatar? I can't remember a lot about that tournament. They went by in a haze of 3-4 games a day at times. It was squeezed up. Were they doing 4 games a day at Qatar? I can't remember, but yeah, England crashing out to France. In the quarterfinals, was it England got to? Right, we've got your predictions in. We've done the poll. We've done everything. I think we're pretty much ready to go, which means we can probably play a little game. Should we do where in the world or should we do who's your team? Let's do who's your team. So let's see who we're representing. Which team do you support? Which club side? Get them in via the chat. I won't read out any stupid answers. Get them in on TikTok as well. You've got 20 seconds to tell me who's your team. We'll try and shout out as many as we can. Away you go. England players just coming out in the tunnel there. Kane and Stones, I can see. We're just giving shout outs to whoever your team is. Get them in the comments. We'll rattle through as many of those as possible. It's a shout out to Norwich City and Ewan, Borough and Peter, Tronic and Leeds United, Desert Toon, Newcastle, Antonio, Portugal, Norwich in the Championship, Sporting in Portugal. He's given me 3. Scott Twine's new home, wherever that may be, Anna. Baggies, West Brom for Jack. Blues each and every day for Roy. Jezza, QPR. We are QPR. David, who just likes the Premier League without supporting any team. I would suggest Ipswich Town would be a fine pick for you, David, if you're watching the Premier League next season. Preston for Joe. Liam is just saying hello. Dweeb in the chat. Another Leeds United fan. They are everywhere. Right, I think we've given a shout out to everybody's teams. And the players are all in the channel. Kasper Schmeichel and Harry Kane. The captains, looks like we are pretty much ready to go out for national anthems and all of that good stuff. Upper Swans, says Liam. Let's, before we get into the action, give you one more chance for a like spike, just so we got that double covered before we get to the main action. So I'm going to hit the stinger one more time, and I promise we won't do it until half time. Again, we would love you to hit the like button. You've got 20 seconds to do it. Everybody watching now, give us a like. Join in on TikTok. It's time for our last, I promise, before we get going, like spike. We are pushing along quite nicely on the likes now, up to 38. Hopefully we can get towards 50 and then maybe target that lovely 100, which we sometimes get as well. A couple more shout outs. Etienne, French and I support Sunderland. Ewan, who's the ref? We'll find out in just a second. As Jude Bellingham is belting out the national anthem. Speaking of Jude Bellingham, let's just run through the teams one more time. And I think we will be good to go. Ready for the 3 Lions. Come on. England, and it is Pickford in goal. Walker, Stones, Gay, and Trippier across the back. Trent and Declan Rice in central midfield. Saka, Bellingham, Foden, Harry Kane up top for the three Lions. And there is Prince William in the crowd as well. And there's the real royalty, the three Lions in the stadium as ever, in their thousands, making all the noise. They're getting me hyped up now. Come on, England. It is the Denmark time for the national anthem, and their 11 is as follows. Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Vestergaard, Christensen, Anderson, Mala, and another Christensen with a K. We've got Christensen with a K and Christensen with a C. Højbjerg, Hjulmand, Eriksson, Højland, and Vind is the team for Denmark. Right. Think we are good to get things set up. I just need to do my little bit of housekeeping we have to do now to get you guys the clock on the screen. You asked for the clock, we'll give you the clock, but it does mean I have to faff about with some tech. And you know what a complete tech phobe I am. Why is the clock already going? That's a bad start, isn't it? There we go. And let's stick that up in the corner. And I think I've done the tech, everybody. And we're all good to get started. Imagine being bad at tech and having to talk as you were doing it and attempt to be either entertaining, informative, and hopefully not neither. Marlon just got through the door, went out for a quick run before the game. You're taking all your tension out if you've gone for a run. You'll be more relaxed than anybody else watching in the chat. Players shaking hands, and we are all set. It's Denmark versus England. Remember, England win this. The group is done. After 2 games, England will be confirmed as the group winners. They're going to 6 points. And remember, no other team, Slovenia, Serbia, or Denmark, will have won a single game. It will be Slovenia on 2 points. And remember, it was a late equalizer by Serbia earlier on today that denied them all 3. So things could be looking very, very good for England if they can get the victory. Very smart stadium. Where are we today, Liam? Let me click on. Have I got facts on FootMob? We are in the Frankfurt Arena. And it's referee, well, it says referee Diaz on FootMob and on the screen. Yes, it is indeed referee Diaz. So I was reading the VAR, the Portuguese team of officials. Archibald, what do I think the score's going to be? I think England might win 1-0 again. But I think everybody's under 2.5 goals for this one, aren't they? Whatever is going to be happening. Denmark versus England. A couple of people asking for my prediction now. Yeah, I'll go 1-0. I'll go 1-0. I got you all to do your predictions. Thought I'd get away with it without doing one, but there you go. I'll go 1-0 to the three Lions as we get ready for kickoff. Mark, good evening, friends. Come on, England. I echo every word of that. Can England keep things nice and straightforward? Clean sheet, a win, everything done, no surprises. I was going to say no risks, but some people don't see that as a positive, the whole no risk thing. But let's go with no surprises then, the Radiohead song. The players are gathering around the centre circle. Are we having some kind of minute's applause? I don't know what's going on here. If you've got the sound on, do let me know. You and Scotland played very well last night. So I hear. I was working again last night. I've had the busiest week of my blooming life. If we are doing a minute's silence here, I apologise. I'm going to keep broadcasting during it. Oh, beg your pardon. Gerhard Aldner is being paid tribute to. It's just been shown on the big screen. So if you want to, it's applause. So if you want to put your applause emojis in the chat, and we'll keep broadcasting and show our respect that way to Gerhard Alner. And that is all done. And we are now, I've been putting this off for a while now, actually going to get kickoff, are we? Denmark players go into a huddle. Ben, what we do if there's another knockout matchup between England and Germany? Hide behind the sofa, Liam, and the Germans look very, very good, don't they? As painful as it can to be watching England in an international tournament, is my favourite football to watch, 100%. Right, you got to love the tension. It's Denmark versus England, and we are off in Frankfurt. Come on, England. We used to say, please leave your bias at the door on this channel. Not when it's England. I think we can all get into this one. It's played into the channel. Vind chases it. Now, which button can I press on my TV that's not going to screw with everything? Because if I press the wrong button here, it'll mess with the lights and all sorts. Let's do that. Of course it's messed with the lights. Dear oh me, it hasn't messed with that one. Life hack for you all. If you set up your room, get TVs that are different brands, and for some reason, the light remote and the TV remote tend to clash when one operates the other, which can be jolly confusing. Here come the Danes, actually. It's put into the front. It's a silly ball back by Vind, and Kane comes short, nicks it, and plays it into Saka, who wins a throw-in off Schøjberg down the right-hand side. Beza! Hey up, Ben, lad. Not hopped on one of these for a while. 2-0 Denmark. Get out of here, Beza. Someone's covered it, at least. Thank you so, so much. Marlon! I love it. £5 on the super chat. Thank you so, so much, Marlon. You're an absolute legend. I know it's not a lot. Oh, believe me, it's a lot. Thank you so, so much. It means a lot. Finances are tricky for you now at this time, but more than happy to contribute what I can for a great guy. That's comment of the day. Thank you so, so much, Marlon. Thank you for you guys supporting on super chat. Really does help out massively in this off season when there's no championship check-in, there's no championship watch-alongs, match vlogs, no Sam Parkin. No, nothing. Although we try and talk through the England tournaments, but yeah, brilliant stuff. Thank you, Marlon. By the way, down the right-hand side, England went into the middle, trickled along the ground, and cleared away as Rice plays a bit of a hospital ball there to Walker, who has to go all the way home. Sorry, it's Trent, excuse me, all the way home to Pickford. Jacob, hopefully England pull off another victory, get through to the next round. Damn straight. We are all with you. Yeah, so big thanks on the super chats, Anir and Marlon. Really, really, really greatly appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Guys, England just warming into this one. 2 minutes 50 on the board. Kane. Trent. Slow tempo here. England trying to gain some control. Stones. Rice. No press really from the Danes. Well, Schøjberg snapped in a little bit. Quite happy to sit in their defensive shape. I must confess. Who did we do the other night? Portugal. Who did Portugal play, guys? One in the last minute. Can't remember. Czechia, wasn't it? We did get a little bit of this in that game, didn't we? With Czechia pretty defensive looking. I wonder if Denmark will opt for the same there. We got the back five all spread out. 5-4-1 shape. No real pressing. Home, that one goes from Christensen. And the other Christensen, the Barcelona Christensen. Or do I just need to say Christensen with a K and Christensen with a C? They're coming down the right now. Denmark cross into the middle. Easy header out by Gay. And Denmark getting a little bit of possession to start the game. Christensen, the Barcelona version. Little give and go there. England are the ones sat in shape now. Big switch of play there. It's a decent ball, that. Christensen with a K. I'm going to need to press another button here, aren't I? How are we going to do this? Let's try and see if the mute button works. It's really not going to work, is it? There you go. Let's try that instead. Or do I need to do the Sky remote? I hate it when it does this. Right, I think we've got it sorted. Apologies. My technical prowess is, yeah, looking fantastic again. And there goes the light as I press another button. Right. I promise now, if I do that, we're all settled and my TV is going to stop giving me grief. And we can focus on the damn game. To be fair, Kasper Schmeichel is better than the Czech keeper. Yeah, he didn't have a great night. Did he? Best goal ever scored in Euros is Van Basten's goal. Yeah, I think most people would agree with that. England look a little nervous on the ball. Haven't quite got into their flow yet, have they? Nice to see Kane get off and running today. Yeah, Musiala is top scorer thus far. Only on 2. Normally someone gets a hat-trick at some point during the tournament, don't they? We haven't seen that just yet. Here's Gay, Trent, Gay, Stones. Stones plays it ahead of Walker, who comes down the wing. Trent, Rice, back to Trent. Tries to ping that over the top, looking for the killer ball there for Saka, who couldn't quite run off his man in behind. Schmeichel has got it. And it's out wide from Christensen to Christensen. How helpful is that? Who schedules a work call at 4 on a Thursday? Rich, we'll be seeing Rich at half-time. Get his views. Rich, my Blue Monday buddy. Going to allow me to rest my voice for a few minutes at half-time. Take some questions and whatnot then too. Christensen, Vestergaard, Christensen to the other Christensen. Højbjerg tried to play it in the channel. Looks like he's overhit that one. Or has he? No, it's a good ball. Trippier does really well there. He's going to draw a foul. He knew what he was doing way before he went into the tackle there. Took the fall. And won England a free kick. Struggling to remember the last hat-trick in an early game at the Euros. I can't remember. Pass. Kyle Walker is sat down on his backside. And I don't know why. And this could be a problem. We hope Kyle Walker is okay. Yvonne, let's England will do better toi. Today. There you go. Best Danish player to play in the Premier League. It's got to be Peter Schmeichel, hasn't it? Ooh. Just turned his left ankle there. Walker. He's just going to have a little rest on that. Bit of spray to numb it, I think. And he'll run it off. We could all do without Kyle Walker getting hurt, couldn't we? Especially given the problems at left back. You don't want more over at right back. Rolled his ankle, foot went underneath him. Indidio. He's just sorting his boot out, Walker. Trent, the obvious man, to cover right back. And hopefully we'll see Walker back in the game ASAP. Here he's back in. They waved him on yet? No, Trent stood at right back. Gay, lovely ball forward. Bellingham, first touch for him. Where are you going, Jude? Round in the circle, and it ends back with Gay, who's started the game well. He's probably been England's best player so far, Gay, hasn't he? Which doesn't say a lot for where the game's been played in the first 10 minutes. Could have been worse if his foot planted in the grass. Ooh, doesn't bear thinking about. Southgate doesn't dress as sharp as he used to. Every girl crazy for a sharp dressed man. ZZ Top on the watch along today. How about that? Last thing we need if he gets done. No, he's back in the game. There is Kyle Walker. Moving freely. Quickest player in the England team as well. Trent takes the full this time. Sorry, Bellingham. No free kick given. Bellingham get fouled here? Nah. Højbjerg just pinched the ball off him there. I think Bellingham was trying to buy that, to be honest. The golden boy. What was my actual prediction? I went 1-0 England in the end. And in the end, the love you make. Oh, there's one over the top. Oh, Wind was onside then. The flag's gone up. Oh, no, he was offside. Very odd one not to flag for there. And I know they get told not to flag, but Vind literally controls the ball and the linesman waits until Gay touches it. That's not the way it should be done. As soon as the attacking player who's offside even makes an attempt to go for the ball, let alone touches it, that's when the flag should go up. A weird one. Trippier knocks it into Bellingham. Bellingham chest control. Bellingham in the box. Sorts his feet out. Knocks it out to Trippier. He's got a cross with the right foot. Goes short instead to Bellingham. Foden. Foden back to Gay. And it's out to Walker now on the right-hand side. Patient from England. Saka to Walker. Trent. Saka. England can't find the space or the hole. Walker. Oh, nice ball inside by Walker to Foden. Lovely feet by Foden. Foden into the box. Oh, it's a good chance. He did the hard bit, didn't he, Foden? With the little sidestep. Opened it up on the left foot. All expecting him to whip that in the corner there. Lovely bit of skill. Didn't quite have his balance, did he? Schmeichel knew that was missing by a mile. Seen him score them over and again, Foden, haven't we? But nothing doing. Foden already involved more than Sunday. Well, that's good news. Afternoon, Dave. Love the shirt, Ben. Comment of the day. If only I could afford some new clothes, hey? I'm sure anyone with children will empathise that your money is no longer your money anymore. Pitch is awful. Lots of bobbling and slipping. Foden couldn't quite get his foot around it. No, yeah, you're right. He's trying to guide it in the corner with the swaz. Not good. Purple bungalow. What was good, though, was how patient England were. Didn't rush that, and in the end made a pretty decent chance, didn't they? Here comes Saka. Shoving the back on Saka. He doesn't get the foul. Christensen was the guilty man. Leicester City player on loan to Bologna. I love Ben's shirt more than you. So that's now the comment of the day. Okay. I see how it goes. Højbjerg. Hjulmand. Mahler, back to Hjulmand. Højbjerg, who's probably had the most touches apart from the centre-backs for Denmark. Vestergaard clips that one forward. Easy win for Walker. Saka tried to knock it back to him. Denmark defender just got a touch on that, and not even the speedster Kyle Walker could catch up with that one. Walker's just being waved back to take the throw in. Rice, and Walker goes home to Pickford. Pretty controlled by England so far, 65% possession. We've had a shot apiece, but certainly in the last 4 or 5 minutes, England have been controlling this one. Of course, as soon as I say that, Trent gives it away. That's the deal, isn't it? Christensen, centre-back Christensen to Vestergaard. Back to Christensen again, Højbjerg. Decent press by England, that. Bellingham's going to go all the way through onto Schmeichel. That's really good from England, actually. Oh, and Schmeichel went into Hjulmand, and they've won it back. Excellent press from England. Rice, edge of the box. Rice knocks it off. Kane on the left foot, shot blocked. And Trippier's got it. England playing well now. The press there was spot on, and they won the ball back really high up. And now Denmark pinned back. And England go home. Højbjerg playing for a move. Vans wants to replace him. He's playing quite well though, Liam, isn't he, to be fair? Ben, remember the officials are operating under the VAR protocol, hence the linesman won't flag it. Okay, yeah, fair comment, blagger. Ben, I always get school teacher vibes off you. Not in a bad way. I have worked in schools before. Dear oh me. What a horrible energy to give off, eh? Here's Walker. Saka. This one in the channel. Walker's going to get there. He's completely outstripped Christensen for pace. Walker into the box. Walker puts it down. Kane! And England take the lead. They've been the better side for the last 5 minutes. And the main goal threat, Harry Kane, sticks it into the back of the net. It's a deserved goal. Kyle Walker completely rinsing Christensen for pace, or he didn't know he was there. And England lead. Harry Kane is the scorer. Pick the bones out of that, you lot, in the comments. 1-0 England. Well, that'd been coming, hadn't it? I thought England from minute 10 started to look good. That passing move for the previous chance, oh, that's so bad from Christensen, isn't it? It was the latter. I said Walker either rinsed him for pace or he didn't know he was there. He doesn't know he's there, does he? Oh, my God. Shocking defending, says Alan Hansen, the great Alan Hansen, from Christensen. Look, rest on your laurels. Not with Kyle Walker around. Dear oh me. Cut back is blooming messy from then, isn't it? But Harry Kane's a goal poacher. And England's number 9 gets England's number 1 today. And as things stand, England are group winners after just 2 games of this group. It's Denmark 0, England 1. Harry Kane is your goal scorer. Let's go into the comments. What do we got here? There we go. Walker made that great interception. He's off the mark, as I hoped he would. Superb build-up play for Harry Kane. That's 1. 5 more to get. That'd be nice. I was celebrating before that happened, as soon as Walker put the ball in. Forward to the knockout stage. Shocking defending, but we will take it. A few more to make a statement. Let's just win the game, shall we? Hey, Denmark 0, England 1. England took control, as I said, in minute 10. And pretty good value for the goal, I think. They were probing, let's just say. Christensen tries to cross. Eriksson running in. I think he's going to get whistled for handball. No, he's not. The referee put his whistle to his lips then and then chose not to blow. Interesting. The ball is back with Kasper Schmeichel. England with 62% of the possession. Just keep an eye on that number because that was the criticism in the Serbia game. Here comes Mahler. Højbjerg, bad touch by him. Hjulmand. Christensen. Anderson. Plenty of touches here for Denmark, but they're not playing through England. Ooh. Rollicking old 50-50 there between Declan Rice and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. North London derby, that one, wasn't it? And the offside flag goes up. And a little flurry from Denmark, as often happens, let's be fair, when sides concede a goal. Look at that 50-50, guys. Worth. Get up, lads. Play on. Whoever was saying about the pitch is crap, isn't it? And there's a roof on this stadium, isn't there, as well? Maybe it's not getting enough air in there. Proper hospital ball, as they say. Play on! Højbjerg. To Humid, as they say in Suffolk. Cross goes in from Mahler, blocked out by Trippier. Denmark throw. Danes rallying after the goal. We are midway through the first half. Denmark 0, England 1. Harry Kane with the goal. Bellingham has given that one away in a not great area. Needed Luka Modric there with the outside of the right foot cross, but Hjulmand didn't have it in his locker. Denmark up in the tempo since they've conceded. Eriksson gets it back, edge of the box. Eriksson dancing feet. Eriksson hits the shot block, spoons up in the air. Rice heads it down, get that away. Saka heads on. It's messy from England defensively. Cross goes in. Spacing's not great from the back four there, and the midfielders. They're all on top of each other, weren't they? And all started with the golden boy giving the ball away, didn't it there, Bellingham? But Denmark are their own worst enemies there. Terrible throw-in. Or rather, terrible touch back from the throw-in. Just seeing the goal again. Oh dear. We've all been there. Professionals, maybe not though. Just getting caught not knowing there's someone behind you is rare for a professional footballer, especially in a tournament. Easiest finish for Harry Kane. Nice celebration from Gareth Southgate. The pitches in Qatar, to be honest, the stadiums and the pitches in Qatar were excellent, despite lots of fears about the heat in that particular tournament back in the World Cup. Eriksson, Denmark muchly on top since they've conceded. Højbjerg. Cross goes in, headed down by Højlund. easily marshalled by John Stones, though. Just got goal touch tight, didn't he? Pickford. Gay. Rice. Saka. Rice. Oh, Rice has gone over the top there. Bellingham chases through. Easy gather for Schmeichel. Nice idea from Rice. Christensen. Good run that by Anderson. And it goes to Marla. England defending well, though. Denmark having plenty of the ball. Marla. Eriksson. Oh, nice little touch around the corner. Eriksson's in the box. Couldn't get the shot off there. Oh, goodness me. Untidy, but Bellingham, nice feet, and a good ball out to Saka as England try and counter-attack on this pudding of a pitch. There's Denmark player down in the England box as a foul on Saka. And the yellow cards come out, actually. My first instinct was that was not a yellow card, but I will plead the fifth until I see the replay. Vestergaard of Leicester, has gone into the book. Yeah, I suppose he clatters him, doesn't he? And maybe it was what he potentially stopped as well. Free kick, England. It's very central to know what to do with, isn't it? In terms of clipping it into the box. I'd imagine they'll try and play through. No, it does look like they're going to ping it over. After all that, goes in short to Gay at the back stick. You can't really do a lot with it. It goes into the side netting. There's Trent who clipped it over the top. I think if he had managed to stick that back across the 6-yard box there, Gay, I think Harry Kane might have been an interested participant. Marla, Eriksson, lovely ball. Eriksson's the canary in the coal mine for Denmark, isn't he? If you're mentioning his name, then they're probably playing well. If you're not, then they haven't got the ball, have they? Anderson, blocked out by Trent. It's bounced back to Anderson, Palace centre-half. Højbjerg into the box with Bellingham. There's 3 of them round him. Bellingham does well. Careful, Pickford. Oh, Pickford's out of his goal. Eriksson's got it. Oof, dearie me. None too convincing from England at the back there. I thought in the first instance, was it Bellingham chasing back, had managed to shepherd out Højbjerg. Bellingham played the man, not the ball then. And Pickford did well actually to pull out of that. I was thinking penalty there, or don't slide into the back of him. Pretty messy at the back there, I have to say. A couple of times for England. Bit untidy. Kind of had the bases loaded as well at the back, didn't they? But hey, we can't get into this idea that England are just going to show up, never have to do any defending whatsoever. Everything's going to look beautiful and going to win every game 5-0. Ain't going to happen. Gay Going for the big switch out to Walker, who did really well to hold on to that. It wasn't a great ball, and he had Ericsson breathing down his neck. Keep your comments coming in the live chat, guys. Bellingham's having a frustrating game, isn't he, at the moment? It's just a few centimetres off everything he tries so far. Hojlund in the box. Cross goes in. Oh, Pickford, goodness me, and Stones there. No attacker near them, and the communication was poor there between Pickford and Stones. Walker bails them out, and here comes Saka, absolutely piling it down the wing. Don't think that's a foul, is it? Saka runs into the back of Christensen. Didn't look like a foul. Nothing given. And we are up half an hour. England leading 1-0 against Denmark. Harry Kane on 18 minutes. Denmark, the better side since the goal. It's woken them up. Kane or Haaland? I go for Kane. I don't know. I don't know. Kane's great though, isn't he? Footy always slow and not as high octane. Can see why fans get frustrated at times. Yeah, different beast, isn't it? Although, for an international tournament, this one's been bloody exciting, hasn't it, with the goals? Højbjerg. Oh, that's going to break for Hojlund. Blocked by... Okay. Bounces onto the roof of the net. That could have dropped in the corner, couldn't it? I think it just clips off Gay's shin, doesn't it? For a corner in front of a brilliant red Denmark end there, where every single fan appears to be wearing red. Got some big lads here, Denmark. Set plays is a significant threat. Ericsson tries to go in low, but referee Diaz wants to speak to Vind, or Hojlund, is it? You can see how much the pitch is cutting up, and there's big divots everywhere, and we're only 32 minutes into this one as well. Right, they're going to have another go. I can tell you where this isn't going, because they're not going to try the same one twice, are they? On the floor to the edge of the box. Floated in this time. Big header by Vestergaard. Best chance of the game for Denmark, that one. I think he's been whistled for a foul. Vestergaard. It's not a free header, but he wins it fairly easily. He's massive, isn't he, as well, Vestergaard? Like 6'7" or something ridiculous. Pickford takes the goal kick. Gay has overrun that, and he's got away with that one, hasn't he? Denmark players wanted a foul. Gay apologises up the line. He looks down at the pitch and replaces some divots. They're not having fun on that surface, are they? Look at that. Sliding all over the place. Divots flying everywhere. Oh my goodness me, and there is an equaliser out of absolutely nothing from Denmark. He's miles out. Hjulmand hits the shot right-footed. I barely even saw the build-up, and it's drilled into the corner, in off the post. Pickford didn't seem to have much chance. It may well be a worldie. It's a massive surprise. It's Denmark 1, England 1. Wow, where the hell did that come from? It's a poor clearance by Kane. Touch, he is miles out. Little knock inside. If the hatching on the pitch is... That's a brilliant finish, isn't it? If the hatching on the pitch is 6 yards a hatch. What a goal. What a goal. Hits the base of the post on its way in. It's come a long way. People will moan at Pickford for that, but I'm not having that. That's a great strike by Hjulmand in central midfield. Absolutely arrows that in the bottom corner. And England's lead is gone. I can shut up with my... As things stand, they're winning the group. Not no more. It's a bit of a worldie given away by Kane. But you say still a lot to do. A hell of a lot to do from 30 yards with that many players between him and the goal. He's absolutely arrowed that in the corner. It's a great strike. Ugh. What a goal, annoyingly. Another long ranger. Dithering after we score. Well, I don't know if we dithered. There's always a rally from the other team, isn't it? What a goal, what a shot. It's a worldie, what can you do? Doesn't reflect on us after going 1-0. No, well, I mean, that's a fact, isn't it? You go 1-0 up, you're not 1-0 up anymore. So I'm sure the term sat back will get thrown around, but, you know, what do you expect? Denmark to not attack at 1-0 down? Let's see what happens next, though. Here's Walker driving forward through the middle. A little bit frantic now, isn't it? Just still in the group. Jude's going to go and get the winner. Vind has hit the deck. And Denmark are on top, aren't they? Poor old Bellingham's having one of those days, isn't he? Where nothing's quite coming off so far for Jude. Went to make dinner and missed the goal. Man's got to eat, Liam. Man's got to eat, hey? First goal England have conceded, obviously, of the tournament. See if you can guess the XG of that goal. It's going to be very low, isn't it? Let's have a look. 0.03. It's miles out as well, isn't it? Great strike. Why does it have to be against England? Anderson. Here's Hjulmand again. Hits the shot, deflected. Jordan Pickford screaming at everybody. Calm heads required, Jordan. Calm heads required. Very little he could have done about the goal, but certainly since the goal, Denmark have been the better side. I mean, since the England goal, that is. Although, to be fair, they have just banged in a worldie from 30 yards out of nothing rather than, you know, created 8 good chances. Looping header on the back post by Anderson. Pickford has that covered onto the roof of the net. And if you're a Denmark fan, you might fancy going in 2-1 up at half-time. England need to get back to that form of 10 minutes in now, don't they? Stones clips it forward, nodded on by Bellingham. Oh, sound like a broken record. Poor old Bellingham. The struggle is real for Bellingham in this game today. He's been not himself yet, has he? Good press again, all the way up to Schmeichel. Walker then wins the header. Hjulmand, the goal scorer. Vestergaard. It's good from Denmark. Mahler down the right-hand side. Mahler tries to cross right-footed on the sprint. And the Danes' control of this middle period of this half continues. I say middle period. It's been a while now. What a strike. See the England players' reaction to that as it flies in. Doesn't hit the ground before it hits the post either, does it? Højbjerg. Rice wins it back for England. Foden. Oh, Foden, brilliant dribble. Gascoigne-esque that. Still Foden. Foden hits the shot, easy save. Should have slipped Kane in then, or tried to at least. Brilliant little dribble by Foden though. Vind. Anderson, and back it goes to Schmeichel. Gay wins the header from the long ball. Stones has got it. Let's see what England can do in terms of possession and patterns of play here. Been a bit lacking since minute 10, hasn't it? Minute 18, sorry. My bad. I messed up, guys. Sorry. Walker. Saka. Foden. He's just noticeably started to drift off base, hasn't he? Come and get on the ball, Foden. England have looked better for it, to be fair. Rice to Trent. To Foden again. Who's actually making the play here, Foden. Here's Bellingham. Gay. Bellingham goes down the left wing. Trippier. Trippier into Kane. It's good defending. England win it back though. It's good. This is the best England have looked since scoring. Nice little back heel there by Bellingham. Here's Foden, edge of the box. Foden tries to put the cross in too much on it. But England finally getting back into the groove a little bit after basically 20 minutes of Denmark. Wasn't it? Which resulted in the equalising goal. 28 metres. Not yards, metres. What a strike. Make the pass, Phil. Tame from Foden. Denmark getting crosses into the danger area. Great goal from Denmark, though. Was a great strike, wasn't it? Schmeichel goes long. Trent heads it away. Nice touch by Foden. Bellingham. Closed down by Højbjerg. Rice wins that one back for England. Foden on the ball again, but gives it away with the outside of the left foot there. Cross comes in. Sure, it's a foul on Gay there, wasn't it? Looked like Højlund jumped into the Palace centre half there. Not given. Vestergaard. Eriksson. Eriksson trying to clip that over the top. It's a great ball. Vind, another long-range shot. This one by Højlund. Højbjerg. Come on, Ben, sort your life out. Easy save by Pickford. So it's Højlund with the hold. Højbjerg with the shot. Who said this was supposed to be easy, right? Oh, that's Paul from Stones now, of all the people. Højbjerg. Crossed in low. Right place, right time. Declan Rice, don't lose it there. No foul given. Walker heads that one back home. Pickford. We blame the pitch for all this scruffiness? Or am I being deluded? Can look after the ball much better, England, can't they? Lots of muggy, scrappy, unforced stuff. Here's Bellingham. Walker. Saka. Trent. Walker. Bellingham. Foden onto Saka, onto Kane. Saka's gone past him. Kane holds onto it. Strung by Kane. Trent touch, crosses immediately blocked. Good header by Trent there. Punched his weight in the air. And Kane keeps it going. Here's Trent again. Crosses with the right foot. All the way it goes over. And now they switch to play back to the other side. And Saka. Saka into Foden, hits the shot over the crossbar. And out of nowhere, because England were on the attack, the first half is complete. And it's England 1, Denmark 1. Denmark 1, England 1. It's not all about England. A half of two halves. Not even that much. Well, I suppose got to the 18th minute, so yeah, fair comment. Let's look at the numbers, then I'll give you my take. We'll bring Richard in when he arrives on the link from Blue Monday. The numbers say, before I give you my eye test, where are they? The numbers say that I need to repoint the screen. Off the clock. There we go. Present. Share screen. Denmark v England. He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Woof. That's not the right screen. That's the right screen. My God. Jesus Christ. Learn how to press the right buttons. 51-49. So for all of you people peddling the sit back narrative, I can't win the argument. Because it was 62 when they scored, and it's gone down to 49. Whether that's due to sitting back or just Denmark playing well, you tell me. 0.23 versus 0.5 on the XG. What was Kane's goal? Must be pretty high, mustn't it? Yeah, 0.23 just for England's goal, wasn't it? 9 shots to 6 in Denmark's favour. Rich is on and ready to go. I'll just give my eye test really quickly before we get his. And I thought it was fair and square for the first 10. I thought England were really good from minute 10 to minute 18. And they scored. And I'm not going to say they sat back because that's just too obvious a thing to say. You know, you don't just score and then score again and then score again. There is another team playing. But the game definitely swung in Denmark's favour. And even though the goal is a worldie, yeah, maybe they bought it on themselves. Right, let me flip the view, see if we can bring Richard in. But I will need to remove my beautiful vector file. Rich, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Is the microphone all right? Am I too loud or am I good?
You sound beautiful.
Let me zoom out a little bit for you. There we go.
You've got a much better radio voice than me, I think. My voice is quite irritating and shrill. What did you make of that?
I'm not going to pretend that, apart from Harry Kane's goal, there was much to get excited about as an England fan there. And been obviously joining in and reading the chat, and I think you're right. The narrative about sitting back, I don't think is necessarily true. But I think obviously games have ebbs and flows of momentum, don't they? And you can't attack for 90 minutes. But I just think 8 years Southgate has been in charge of England, and I remember us talking about Paul Lambert's Ipswich for a lot of years and thinking,
this is going to be damning. Where is he going with this?
What's the pattern? What's the structure here? And I think Harry Kane's just far too deep. And the fact that it's Harry Kane who gives the ball away for the goal in the left back position is something that should be raising all kinds of alarms for me. I think there was a moment where suddenly when Foden got on the ball where it all seemed to come together.
Well,
but there's
Rich, Foden seemed to do a Steven Gerrard then and just get fed up and say, right, I'm not staying in my position, I'm going to go and play. But to your point about patterns of play, that was the only time after the goal that England looked like they had a pattern of play, and the pattern of play was given to Foden.
Yeah, exactly right. And it was give it to Bellingham, wasn't it, on Sunday?
Rich, have you been in it? I love Bellingham, but everything he's done has just been, when you're just not having your best day and everything's just slightly off. Do you feel that?
I think there's a few players who are like that today, frankly. I think that's the trouble as well. As we always say, that whenever there's an issue, it's not one thing. It's not England sitting back. It's Denmark pressing, but it's England, as I say. I think structurally there is too much tendency to drop back, and that's not helping. But yeah, I think it is heavily reliant on individuals initiating stuff. Bellingham today, I think, he's known about now. He's not the kid from Birmingham City or even Dortmund now. He's a Champions League winner. He's won us the game on Sunday. So Denmark, of course, are going to go for him. I just think we've seen Vestergaard last season. We got joy for the goal by running at the left back. Admittedly, he was completely sleeping, wasn't he? And Walker's nipped in. But we've got Saka in the team, Foden in the team, who's clearly happy to run at them as well. Bellingham can run at players. I just think there is an opportunity to attack Denmark there, and maybe we'll see that second half. And maybe this is the game plan from Southgate, which is to keep it tight. And let's be honest, Denmark have scored from a long ranger, and apart from that, it's been set pieces.
We scored from a mistake. I know we were on top, and they had that. I forget who had the chance, but they had that good period of patient play, then a really good press, and then they scored. But it's hardly like England had 20 minutes of possession where they chipped away and then scored. Whereas I would say Denmark were in control for 20 minutes of that half, and England were in control for 10 of it, with the rest of it kind of being 50-50. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's fair. And this was another chat that I'm in was saying, are England the most passive off the ball team in the tournament? Because it's really common, in 2024, every team seems to be high intensity, don't they? High press, really high line. England's, to borrow a Football Manager phrase, line of engagement, be that the back line or even Harry Kane in the front line, is really low. And I just think that gives us a real lack of impetus, and it also invites teams on like Denmark have done. And I'd really love to see us get in their faces and force those mistakes, because Walker's done it once. We haven't really done that again. Vestergaard, as we know, isn't particularly quick or mobile. Let's get in behind them. But
it seems to be the pressing trigger, Rich, is very cautious, isn't it? The two times they've done it really well is when the last centre-back's on the ball and they've got, right, okay, fine, we go now. But a lot of these teams, I know the Germans have been brilliant, but they've been running all over everybody. And I know they're at home, but yeah, it's just not our style, is it?
No, and even when someone picks the ball up and takes it forward, we saw it a couple of times. Kane, I think, Foden had the shot, didn't he, after his kind of Gaza-esque dribble. I was thinking George Weah here for a second. That would have been an amazing goal if he'd scored that. But the only person up with him was Kane. There was no out ball to the left of him. I mean, he's supposed to be there, I guess. But that's the trouble. There's an individual England player lands on the ball, goes forward, and has nothing up alongside them. And that's the issue in terms of the pattern, is you can't suddenly engage in an attacking sense if everyone is sat behind the ball. Declan Rice and Trent are kind of secondary centre-backs.
Well, and I think that's Rich, totally. If your goals, if you need Saka and Foden to help out with some goals, or Bellingham, then Foden needs a full-back or a centre midfielder going with him, doesn't he?
Yep.
And same on the other side. And yeah, it can be a bit...
decoys, don't you? Exactly, yeah.
Can be a bit Denmark isolated against the three massive centre backs and the two fullbacks folding back as well, can't it?
Yeah, and there was a bit in that when Foden got on the ball, kind of about 35, 40 minutes, there was a bit where Trippier and Walker both took really wide positions to stretch the play because Denmark were quite narrow in their but it's just crime for again, sorry for the Ipswich Town analogies here, but Ipswich Town mixed up when direct in the last 2 seasons under McKenna, and that cross-field diagonal from the centre, either the centre back or the fullback, just unlocks a huge amount of space. And the guys are actually taking positions. Foden's been doing it as well. Saka, and I just stood there waiting to be, unleashed, as it were, from a cross-field diagonal. But we don't like to do that either because we like to pass through the thirds in kind of a patient style, and then until we get bored, and then we run with the ball, don't we? As I say, the pattern there, I think the cohesion and understanding of the squad as well. Just Pickford looks really frustrated, doesn't he? And I can imagine why. And I'm sure other players out there are feeling frustrated.
Rich, he's right. He's right to be frustrated, but he's not Peter Schmeichel coming out screaming and everything. No. I don't know what good it's going to do. When your manager's Alex Ferguson and he's doing that as well, fine. But when your manager's Gareth Southgate who's trying to calm everything down, I don't know whether you need your keeper. Look, I'm not using this as an excuse. Don't mischaracterise me in the chat. The pitch is horrible, isn't it?
It's awful. Well? Yeah. As you said, there were divots all over the place in the penalty box. I think the referees let a few things go. I think someone mentioned in the chat earlier that VAR referees tend to let stuff go, and I thought there was a foul on Saka on halfway. I thought Declan Rice was shoved over just before half time. But yeah, and as the guys are saying there, I think it's just play orthodox, just play down the wings. Walker, as I said, has got in and crossed for the goal, hasn't he? We should be doing that on both sides, and if that means having to sacrifice Bellingham or Foden and push Harry Kane right up there, I think sadly we have to do it. But I'm not expecting that at 46 minutes, Ben. I don't think that we'll come out and do that.
God, no.
We'll just do what we were doing, but try and do it better and try and get back on the front foot. And maybe there's some method here from Southgate in terms of not overexerting. I said you've got to manage the phases of the game. It might be that Denmark, whose game plan is all about stopping us, let's be clear, they will tire at some point mentally or physically. The pitch is sapping the energy as well. And maybe England will finish strong as a result of that. But you need to be in the game at that point. You don't want to be 2-1 down or even 3-1 down at that point. So it is really carefully poised. And you think a different England manager might come out all guns blazing. I'm not getting that sense from us.
No. And I don't really know what event. I mean, I agree with you, but they just feel a bit all outnumbered, don't they? If Eriksson and Kjøjberg and Hjulmand and Vind are all together, and Højlund, sorry, I think I said Højlund twice, I meant Kjøjberg. I'm falling over their two names over and again today. Do you know what I mean? We feel a bit spaced out trying to do our patterns, which aren't necessarily working, and they're just getting amongst it, aren't they? And that's how the majority of their attacks. I mean, I can almost hear Southgate's press conference. It'll say, we were in control and we've conceded a good goal from long range. That's what it'll say.
Which isn't wrong, is it? And let's be clear, this England team doesn't blow anyone away anymore. The days of 6, 7s, those days are gone. And to be fair, it's tournament football now. It is quite marginal. It is quite attritional at times. And I think maybe our expectations need to be recalibrated. This isn't the kind of qualifying rounds where you just stroll past teams. Everyone wants to stay in there as long as possible. Denmark, we've got a really complicated history. I was at the semi-final of 3 years ago at Wembley, which is kind of a month to almost to the day. That was a really attritional game as well. I know that's a semi-final, but that's the kind of thing it is these days, and everyone knows about our threats. I think probably we just worry too much maybe about I wasn't going to say we don't worry about the opposition, but I think sometimes we forget the quality we have on the pitch, and you kind of give those players license to express themselves. And I just don't think we're necessarily attuned to that in tournament football.
I think someone said in the chat the classic England draw in the middle game. I mean, it takes it to the third game, doesn't it, against Slovenia, who may not be they nearly beat Serbia today. They may not be the fourth place team in this group, but that might just be because of the order of the games and whatnot. But still, in fact, BBC have just put the table up right now. A draw is fine, but the natives are not going to be happy with a draw, Rich, are they?
No, I mean the great thing is that Southgate and this England team won't be listening to Five Live or TalkSport after the game, but I can guarantee what we'll be hearing. And let's be honest, there's a little bit of truth to that. But yeah, I just get the win anyhow. Serbia was a case in point. Just get the win. It wasn't fun. Get into the knockout stages, but I think something needs to change, doesn't it? Either we need to get up the pitch a little bit more, or try and get the good players on the ball and bring everyone in. Or he's going to have to bring I just attack the wide, just run at him, Ben. Just run at him. Vestergaard. We know all about it. Run at him.
Have you considered the doomsday scenario, the second Denmark goal?
It feels like a possibility, doesn't it?
Well, I was saying in the watch along, Rich, if you're a Denmark fan, you're like, can't get a second before half time here.
Well, they got height. They got height set pieces. I'm not sure we're picking up particularly well from those. It could, we know that they've got a shot on them now as well. That's a threat. We don't seem to be doing particularly well at closing down on the edge of the area either. So there is a goal for Denmark here. It just depends whether, let's make it a 4-2. That would be fun, wouldn't it? But I imagine it will be a 1-1 for as long as we can make it and then finish strong. But
well, that's the thing, Rich. If it being 1-1, delays the substitutes, and then the substitutes being delayed, you get this situation of Denmark saying, well, okay, if you draw this and you can beat Serbia in the final game, yeah, and everyone's kind of happy with the 1-1, other than the millions of England fans watching on the TV.
Exactly right. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, and that's what take the doubt out of it. Just win the bloody game. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. I mean, Southgate will have thought all of the permutations through, and I suspect a draw isn't a terrible outcome for him here. But you're right. For everyone in England, absolutely is. But we need to give some respect to Denmark, don't we, Blimey? It's not like we're playing minnows in qualifiers anymore.
No, I know, but you know the deal with
England, absolutely, yeah,
and the expectations.
I'm the one that I'm in the chat as well, going sitting back.
I'm just trying to be in the middle of it all, but there you go. Rich, players are coming out right now. What's happening on the Blue Monday channel? We just had fixture release stuff all up on there if people want to see it.
Yeah, an hour and a bit of reaction to it. Ipswich's opening duo of Liverpool Man City. That made it very real all of a sudden. But yeah, and we kind of go through the season and try and figure out where the opportunities are to get some points on the board so that we can keep it interesting. So yeah, check us out, YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll be here throughout the summer, bits and pieces, hopefully new kits, signings, and then it'll get even more real on the 17th of August.
There we go. Big thanks to Rich. If you want him back on, we will bring him on as often as you want. When am I going to be back? Oh, hang on. Do I need to press a button? One sec. Let me just keep an eye. I've got to start these clocks now, Rich. Stay here 1 second.
Sorry, it's my fault as well for figuring it out.
Right, there we go. It's just the clock just triggers people even more because they can see how far behind they are or not. But yeah, wait, let me just plug this. Tomorrow, what are we doing? Oh, Netherlands, France.
Oh, hello.
Woof and indeed woof. So yeah, if you're around for that one and you want, well, there you go. There's the endorsement from Joel. You all are so much better to watch than Alexi Lalas, the USA Joel. 94 legend. Right. I will see you very soon, Rich. Check Rich out with obviously myself as well on the Blue Monday. Clock is good, says Neil. There we go. And Rich, maybe we'll see you tomorrow if you're around.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the second half. I mean it, but
let's all have a group moan together.
Try. Therapy.
Rich, pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you,
buddy. Take care, boss. Right. Oh, God, I need to put the vector on to hide the scruffiness of the room. We are into the second half, and I did start the clock, I promise. You can see it there. It's Denmark 1, England 1. That's good. I enjoyed chatting with Rich there. I think we got it off our chest a little bit. All ball into the box there. Vindic, the shot deflected. Hoyland climbing. Ooh. England a bit at 6s and 7s, blasted up in the air, and Pickford catches that. No sense of a back pass there. And I don't know, man. I don't want to jump on the negativity bandwagon here, but there's a few times England have looked a bit muddled at the back with their head at kick it defending. Vector Oh, yeah. Like I know what I'm doing, Annie. Trent off. Wharton on. Foden off. Gordon on. Come on, Dylan. Not until minute 70. Thank you all for joining us on the watch along. Even if you're not necessarily enjoying the game. Let us know if you're at work until 5 today and you're just joining us for the second half, where England were pretty good until they scored. And then Denmark kind of took up the mantle. And really, Denmark controlled the game for 20 minutes after that, which was problematic to watch. And at the moment, I'm saying England have played well for about 8 minutes in this game, which, again, problematic. Here's Kane, around the corner. Saka, down the right wing. Saka gets a bit lucky, deflects to Walker. Kane. Saka, nice feet. Excellent from Saka there. Kane. Took 2 hours off, so only worked till 3 p.m. Good work. Luke watched the first half on the bus. 3-1 England. Don't worry, mate. Because every little thing gonna be alright. Bob Marley will see us through. Stones. Stoned. Rice. Given away by Trent. He gets lucky there. There's the attempted switch of play. All a little bit untidy. A Despicable Me reference. Straight over my head. And here. Straight over my head, buddy. Schmeichel. Goes long. England a little bit higher up the pitch, which is good to see. There's the long diag. Out for a throw-in. Vind. They're going to kick that out. I think it's Bellingham sat on his backside. No, he's up. Play on! Anderson. Hjulmand. Mahler. Anderson. Hjulmand. Vestergaard. England all behind the ball in their own half with 49:32 on the clock. Oh, nice little chest off there to Ericsson, but Ericsson is a brilliant player. He's not the most mobile. Give him the ball and he'll kill you. Here's Trent. There's a bit of physicality. Bursting through midfield. It's excellent from Trent. Knocks it on to Foden, just a little bit behind him. Foden. Back to Trippier. Real brilliant burst there from Trent in midfield. But again, like Rich was saying at half-time, you'd rather these be patterns of play than someone having to carry the ball 20 metres. Saka into the box. Saka, decent run. Saka puts the cross up to the back post. Foden brings it down. Bad first touch by Foden. But here come England again. Good pressure. Trippier, lovely reverse ball. Bellingham. Bellingham inside the box. Going to knock that off to Trippier. Can cross on the right foot. This is where you lack Luke Shaw's width. Rice. Rice hits the shot. It's poor. And it dribbles through for an easy save. There's one for Enid. We need to get on the Despicable Me train, do we? Which streaming platform is that on? Is it Disney? Probably completely wrong about that. Denmark won. England won. Thank you everybody for all of the likes. We'll do a like spike in a minute. We're up to 65. In fact, let's do one right now. If you're watching the stream right now, hit the like button. Let's see if we can swell that number up a little bit. You've got 20 seconds. We call this a like spike. Thank you, everybody, for your support and your likes and your comments and your super chats as well. Really appreciate the support. There's a big diag looking for Saka. Saka's made a lot of it. Saka heads it into the side netting. My goodness. Schmeichel was all at sea there, wasn't he? Just a big up and under. He's onside. Saka goes to control it. There's the header. There's no foul, is there? No. And Christensen and Schmeichel just get in each other's way. And England's best chance of the second half comes from a big hoof forward. You love to see it. Stop this Moana nonsense. Don't you dare call Moana nonsense, Annie. Ever. I tell you what she likes at the moment, by the way. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah? Anyone with children will know it's not pain, but when I have to, Daddy, I want Stitch song. Conor Gallagher is coming on. I just seen him warming up. I think we're going to go to a three-man midfield and stop that outnumbering, or Trent is getting pulled out of the game. Let's have a look and see what Gareth Southgate's got. At least the accusation of him sitting on it until minute 70 is one he's not guilty of. Minute 53, fair play there. I'm sure in our Southgate sweepstake wasn't going to be 53. I wonder if this is ominous for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Is that it for the Trent experiment? He's out on 53 minutes from central midfield. Southgate has a word, but Conor Gallagher is in. Gallagher's game, remember, is more pressing and arriving in the box and joining in. Is more physicality, I think. Before 55 minutes. There you go. You tell me in the chat. We'll do a poll later. Will Trent start another game now for England in central midfield? I wonder whether Southgate's going to say, nope, tried it, don't like it. Where's Calvin Phillips? Someone call Calvin. Here's Bellingham. Bellingham driving forward. Foden's a little bit behind him. Foden controls it really well. Foden pokes it back to Bellingham, crossing position. Bellingham cuts it back and it's booted away. A good bit of energy there from central midfield. Again, it's not patterns of play. It is individual. Or is it Foden driving from midfield? Is it a long ball? Is it Bellingham driving from midfield? Trent in midfield is like Kane taking corners. The experiment is over. Unfortunately, it failed. A big part of the tournament is adapting as quickly as you can. Yeah, fair comment, fair comment. Heading to the corner shot, Beza. We've got the goal set up for you. Walker. Stones. Gallagher gets his first touch. Interesting, it could have been Mainu. It could have been Wharton. Gallagher's the man that Southgate goes for. Here's Foden in the 10. Foden drills the shot in, hits the post. Unlucky. Saka following in. I'm not saying it's as a result of the substitution, but England have looked better since Gallagher came in. Maybe it's just woken them up, seeing the manager pulling someone out of the game. Foden's really unlucky there. Hits the base of the post with the left foot. Pretty good dive by Schmeichel, but still, he's relying on the woodwork there. Referee Diaz is having a word with Kane and Højbjerg for whatever reason. We're getting Damsgaard and Barr in for the Danes. Double substitution. Vind is coming out, who we thought was going to play in the front two, but he didn't really in the end. And one of the Christensens has come off. I'll take it. Just the one Christensen on the pitch now. It's the fullback who is out. Remember, he got robbed. For the England goal by Kyle Walker. Looks like Ba. He's over on the front right, so presumably that's a like-for-like swap with Vind. Which means, would Damsgaard have gone in at left wing back? Yeah, looks like it. Oh no, beg your pardon. I mean, maybe he's just following the ball, but he's over on. They're both over on the right, actually. So I'm not sure who's playing down the left now for the Danes. We'll find out. Bellingham needs to do more. Looks cream crackered. Yeah. Oh, down the line it goes. Oh, crossed into the near post. Oh, goodness me. Ericsson was there. Great defending by Gallagher. Slid in. Another bouncy ball pinging about in the England box. I don't like it. Yeah, obviously you temper it with Bellingham because he's been so brilliant, but yeah, it just hasn't quite gone for him today, has it? Kane. Oh, lovely ball by Kane. What a pass. Saka. Saka into the box. On the left foot, hits the shot. Wide of the post. Foden had made the run. Bellingham was on the edge of the box if he wanted to switch it. It was a brilliant ball by Kane. Again, that view of England with Kane dropping off. There's the Foden shot off the post. Southgate, like the rest of us, holds his head. And the fans in the stadium. We're coming up the hour mark. Denmark 1. England 1. Is there a second goal for either side in this one? I need to plug my light back in. There we go. A peek behind the curtain. There it was. And there it's gone. It's won by Gallagher in midfield. Trippier. Saka. Oh, Saka's done well. Saka's done really well. Oh, he tried the cutback rather than the cross. Looking for Bellingham. Just cut out. And the ball goes all the way home to Pickford, who deals with that calmly on this rubbish pitch. Ooh, giveaway by Walker, and he's committed the foul straight after it. Doubled down on his error there. Overcompensated, made the foul. Free kick to Denmark. Remember, they got some big lads at the back. Christensen, Vestergaard, Anderson. Ericsson find any of those lads. Can he get first contact on a good delivery here? In it goes. Dreadful free kick by Ericsson, which Saka, the one-man wool, heads away. Daft free kick, considering their height advantage. Well, very, very much so. I think I can hear Enid out in the garden. It's a foul in the centre circle there. Conor Gallagher, the substitute. He's only been on a few minutes. He's in the book. Came on 54. Yellow carded in 61. Ouch. Deserved it, didn't he? Just late there on Christensen. And Gallagher goes in the book. Thank you as ever, guys, for all of your support. As we always say, the least you can do is interact. Hit the like button, get in the comments, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You really help me out at this point of the year. If you can donate via Super Chat or Super Sticker, No obligation, but it's a real great help, those people that do, and we really appreciate it. And if you want to go the whole hog, you can hit the join button down there. Join us on YouTube, join the WhatsApp group, get pre-recorded videos on the channel earlier than other subscribers, and you can join the monthly roundtable chats we have. Talk to me face to face, through a computer screen. You know what the deal is. And you can do the same over on Patreon as well. Thank you, everybody, for all of their support. As we approach, I think we're quite close to a round number, 37,000, is it? Let me just bring the YouTube app up. 36,939. Closing in at snail's pace to 37,000. If I do this for another 100 years, we'll get there. It's clipped into the channel there. Looking for Damsgaard. England win it in the corner. Rice with a bit of a crazy lifted ball there into Bellingham, who absolutely didn't want that there. Højbjerg heads it back, and Denmark win it in the 10. Eriksson hits the shot over the bar. England continue to not convince me, you, or anybody in this game. Oh dear. There's me, always moaning about the England negativity train. I'm about to climb aboard it if this goes further south. But it's 1-1. England very much in the game. They're very much top of the group. We just all know that the win today just sorts everything out, doesn't it, for England? Currently it'd be 4 points with Slovenia and Denmark on 2 apiece, with England having Slovenia to play in the final game. EFL fixtures soon. Bring them on. 2010 World Cup again if we get Germany in the last 16. God, do you remember that Germany team? Speaking of teams that ran all over us, God. That was a young Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer, wasn't it? God, those were... Ozil as well was amazing, wasn't he? God. That was the start of their journey to win the World Cup in 2014. That looked like a foul on Bellingham, not given. It's Gay, though. Ooh, Gray nearly slipped in Saka. England well bent out of shape here, but Walker wins it back, or rather it's one back and bounces for Walker. Here's Saka on the right wing. Saka bends that one towards the far post. A poor ball. Foden gives him a round of applause. Every time a Denmark player takes a long-range shot, I cringe. Don't. The England negativity train can't be as bad as the Sunderland negativity. Sunderland one's still stuck in the station, isn't it, Brownie? Until they get a new manager for the first time in 180 days or whatever it is. Closer in the World Cup, yeah. Closer is the all-time record goal scorer, isn't he, in World Cup tournaments? After the great Ronaldo Nazario broke that in 2000 and... He did it. He came back in 2006, didn't he, and got another couple of goals. Is that right, Ronaldo? Yeah, he must have done 3 World Cups. What a player! Oh my goodness me! Oh dear, horrible unforced error there by Declan Rice, just knocking it out of play to concede a corner. And if Denmark score from this, that is getting replayed over and again, isn't it? It's going to be a substitution first for the Danes. Poulsen is coming on. Højlund is coming out. Poulsen, another of the players we got to know in the last Euros, as Denmark got to the semi-finals. Corner to Denmark. They've got good size, we know that. Biggest of all is Vestergaard. He's trying to hide at the back of a huddle of 3 players there. In it goes. They're going to be able to recycle this. In fact, the shot, it's a very good shot. It's down Pickford's throat, but really quickly hit by Damsgaard. Pickford makes the save. It was the right thing to do, wasn't it? Just try and put the keeper under pressure. Now, got to hand it to the Danes. They've done our homework. Take a point, Peter. Take a point. Wouldn't get on the bus if you give me a point, eh? And it's going the same pattern as the second half. As the first half. Denmark are the better side again, aren't they? Here comes Christensen, bombing forward from centre back. Audacious little clip out to the wing. Just put too much on it. It's gone out for a throw-in. Evening, Helen. Oh, actually, fair play to Saka. Got a little toe end on that shot from Damsgaard. Wow. And I mean wow for what I'm about to say. Eze, Bowen and Watkins coming in. Where's Gareth Southgate and what have you done to him? That is a bold substitution. I did not see that coming. Bit taken aback by that. Bowen, Eze and Watkins all in. A 68th minute Hail Mary. Saka, Kane and Foden out. That's shocking. Wow. I'm actually quite lost for words on that. Harry Kane obviously got the goal in the first half. I'm sure the formation won't change. But the personnel has. Eze will play down the left, Watkins will play down the middle, and Bowen will play down the right. He's essentially just switched out his front 3. Fair play, Gareth. Take his temperature, right. Yeah. What's going on here? Goodness me. I did a video and I made the thumbnail when we talked about the squad. Will Gareth go for it? That's a bold substitution. I haven't got my flow back for talking yet after that. Because the cameras didn't pick it up until the lads were literally right on the touchline. I thought, oh, he's gonna bring Eze in. It'll be one sub. But no. The entire England wide players, front 3, whatever you want to call it, replaced. And can Watkins, Eze or Bowen play their way into the starting lineup here? Walker wins that off a giveaway. Here comes Bowen. Bowen blocked, England throw-in. Gallagher. So just to reiterate here, at the moment for England, Gallagher, Bowen, Eze, Watkins, all on the pitch. How about that? Didn't see that coming, did you? Me neither. So of the many things that can be levelled at Gareth, having a crack off the bench, he's done it this time at least, hasn't he? Eze. Will it work? Probably won't work now and everyone will say should have kept Kane on. Oh, there's a nice slide through the middle. Watkins. Watkins hits the shot and it's well stopped by Schmeichel. There's the maybe benefit of having a run in behind striker. Won't be shocking if they go on and win the game. Got to be ballsy sometimes. Well, 100% agree with that. Oh, that's unlucky from Watkins. Good goalkeeper. He's trying to go through the legs there. Bellingham and Watkins combining well there. Corner England, who, as we've said, don't have the size advantage here. In it comes, headed out from the near post. Trippier heads it back to Gallagher. Gallagher to Eze. Ooh, horrible ball by Gallagher. Oh, Ericsson is 1v1 with Gallagher. Fortunately, Ericsson isn't the quickest, but he's knocked it off to Damsgaard. Eriksen's got it back. Poulsen takes it off him. Little back heel to Eriksen. Eriksen, the ball was onto the far post. That's well defended by Gallagher. Eriksen's got it again. The attack continues for Denmark. Bah. Anderson. Bit more lively this game now. Mahler. Not around the corner. Højbjerg hits the shot, parried out. Oh, Mahler went for the follow-up and the pitch did him. Look, you can see the big divot there. And Mahler is about to get a yellow card for diving in on Jared Bowen. Joachim Mahler. Into the book. Denmark 1, England 1. Just under 20 to go, plus stoppage time. Thank you, everybody up there watching on TikTok. Thank you for watching on Twitter. If you're on YouTube as well, you're all legends. Make sure you hit the like button. We'd love to get up to 100 during the show. We're on 86, which I believe is how you take something off the menu in a restaurant. But we don't want to get 86, do we? Well, that's one back by Watkins. I think it's going to be a corner, isn't it? Watkins tries to get Bellingham going. Bellingham tries to get the England fans going. Corner to the Three Lions. Looks like Enid's heading to bed. Get some live footage off the Cubo app in a minute if you want. In comes the corner, headed out on the near post. Who put that corner in? Was it Bowen? Left-footed corner going in for the near post. Anir! What a legend. A double super chat from Anir today. Thank you so much, buddy. Felt better after the triple sub. Thank you so much to Anir and all the other people who've super chatted. Marlon as well earlier on. We really do appreciate your support. It is most needed at this time of the, well, season. There is no season at the moment when you're covering the EFL. So any super chat, super stickers, joining up on Patreon or on member here on YouTube are hugely appreciated. And a second England goal would be hugely appreciated as well. Denmark trying to get away down the right. Looked like Trippier had won that and he was going to be able to get away down the left. Just ran away from him and went out of play for a Denmark throw. I was stuck between saying Danish or Denmark then. Little hook over the top. Trippier goes home to Pickford. Poulsen closes down the keeper. The rest of his attackers don't quite have the energy to press that the substitutes does. Pickford pings that forward towards halfway, where Bowen rolled his man unfairly, says referee Diaz. Defender's done well there to convince the ref. There's contact. Is it a foul? I don't know. I think the defender's clever. Helen! You absolute bloody hero on the super sticker. €5.99. Thank you so much, Helen. Super kind. Super appreciate your donation. Højbjerg hits the shot. Oh, I wondered if that was going to get deflected off Stones. Pickford bowls it out to Walker and he's virtually running after him. He's so keen for him to get up the pitch. Walker tries to give and go with Gallagher. Doesn't quite work out. Helen, thank you again for the super sticker. Great supporter of the channel, Helen. Greatly appreciated. That's not a foul, says Liam. Yeah, it's a clever bit of defending that. He knew the contact was coming. Bowen tried to roll him. Just made the most of it and drew the foul, is the vernacular we'll use, as Jerry Springer used to say. Poulsen and Gay going 50-50 there. Poulsen makes it very clear that he thinks he was pulled. I suppose it's a bit problematic. I was just thinking, has Gay been England's player of the tournament so far? You don't want your centre-backs being player of the tournament, do you? He's been fairly steady today, and I suppose Stones hasn't done a lot wrong. There's one unforced error playing out on that pudding of a pitch as well, but... just over 10 minutes to play. 77-37 on the clock, as you can see. Right up there. There's one in the channel for Ericsson to chase. Space was there, actually, and it wasn't that difficult a pass for an international footballer, but just overhit. Pickford gets it out to Rice. A bit more space now. Dare I say, have the Danes tired a little bit? Walker. Stones. Gallagher. Remember the days of Bart winning ITFC Player of the Year. It's even worse when it's the keeper, isn't it? God. There's one for Watkins to chase. He is not going to keep that in. He's quick. But he's not that quick. Where's Adama Traore when you need him, eh? Just in a slow-mo of that save by Pickford, taking absolutely no chances on that pitch. Looked like a fairly easy one to hold, but absolute no from Pickford, who just palmed it away with both hands. $91 likes. Are we going to get to the 100? We'll do one more spike as we get towards stoppage time. Can we do it? Foul by Højbjerg on Eze. Danish players, as you can imagine, didn't think so. But as I always say, never trust anybody, and I mean anybody, in a football stadium appealing for a foul. They'll appeal for anything. Walker. Bowen. Walker. Stones. Gay. It's given away. Ebbed and flowed a little bit. Since the subs, I thought England are going to, go on and have a push here, but Denmark back on top now. That's not the point of this substitution. Prepping with that was effing dreadful gif for Twitter. Donald Sutherland is no... Oh, that's very sad news. If that is true. Will be done before stoppage. Let's see. Let's see Indeedio. Gay. Rice. Stones. Long ball forward. Haven't got Eze into the game at all. Yet. Bellingham. Bowen. Lovely first touch by Bowen. Tries to help it on to Watkins. Eze, remember, at his best. Gliding along the pitch. Carrying the ball. Going to get two more subs for the Danes. I recognise Christian Norgard because I've seen him play many, many times for Brentford. And there's another former Brentford player, Christian Eriksen, going out. And I'm guessing, because they're showing us the goal again, that Hjulmand is going out. And those are both straight swaps. No one wants to make a mistake at this stage. A point wouldn't be bad. We did mention that at half time. As you get to the last 10 minutes, if it is 1-1, you start to say, well, okay, you've got 4 points. And, you know, another game to play. All I will say, score a goal and the group is done. Although it does feel like England could do with more time. They look far from the finished article, if you can ever get a finished article as an international team. I think that's half the battle, isn't it? You just have to go with what you got at the time in international football. Oh my goodness, Gray's been robbed. Bar is into the box. There's a big opening for Denmark. That is a brilliant recovery tackle by Mark Gay. I thought I'd given him the kiss of death there by saying he's been England's best player this tournament. He gets completely caught out on the ball there. But look at him, back on the sprint. Keeps his eye on it. Brilliant tackle to win it back. Whoa. Scary, hairy moment there as Bar flew into the box. The potential assist was cut off at source. Corner, Denmark into the near post. That is a chance. It was Mahler arriving, the fullback. He's pretty much 6 yards from goal there. Excuse me, I think it was Christensen. Oh, what a chance. He just lost him. Ball's bouncing. It's just Poulsen is just ahead of him and he doesn't quite see it. Dare I say if that falls to a striker? Oh, they're giving it away. Again, England. What are you doing? Come on. Denmark, edge of the box. Shot driven in. Oh, my goodness me. England are trying to lose this game. They really, really are. Gareth Southgate says, think. They have made some unforced errors today that they really haven't been punished for. How much is this missed by? Oh, Christ. It was Højbjerg on the right foot. Just doesn't get the bend back on it. Look at Pickford, he's done. He's not saving anything in that corner, is he? Disappointing performance from England. And there's not being good enough, but then there's being good enough and, you know, playing poorly. Disappointing England. Can they pull it out and shut me up and grab a goal? Like watching the team trying to get their boss to sack. Blimey, goodness, this is getting nervy now, isn't it, Jest? And it's nervy because England are not taking control of this situation at all. And I won't hear it from Southgate, oh, the goal we conceded was a long ranger from 0.03 XG shot from miles out in off the post. Fine. Conceded plenty of other territory and opportunities as well. So, yeah. Mahler down the left. Bowen goes with him. Højbjerg, switch of play. I don't think Poulsen's going to get there. Trippier runs over to make sure he doesn't, and it's going to be a throw-in to the Three Lions, who, yeah, I'm not surprised. Kieran Trippier's going, right, cool down, everyone. Get out of the pitch. I'm going to throw it down the line. Can we stop giving the ball to the guys in red and conceding chances, please? (16 shots to 12 in Denmark's favour. Possession 51-49 in Denmark's favour. I think Norgard's just gone in the book. Foul on Gallagher. Brentford versus Chelsea duel there. Stones to Bowen. Bowen easily robbed by Højbjerg. Poulsen. Everyone was kind of a bit surprised, but sort of up for the Gareth Hail Mary triple substitution there. But England do look disjointed now without Kane, Foden and Saka on. As I say, he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. 1-1. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Norgard, Christensen, Vestergaard. Give away by Vestergaard, just lobbed it into the front there, and Poulsen is committed the foul on Mark Gay, who I'm still having as England's best player. You let me know what you think in the chat, which is encouraging because we were all a bit worried, weren't we, when we knew that it wasn't going to be Maguire, Stones, Walker, Shaw, which is what England wanted. We've got a free kick in the centre circle, and by God, I think it's going forward. Although he could just knock this short to Kyle Walker, couldn't he? Yeah, it's a sensible ball. Walker. Oh, come on. Man. Oh, dear. There's Cole Palmer, sat on the bench thinking, I can take a better set play than that, lads. Kobe Mainu next to him. I didn't watch the Serbia game. You tell me in the chat, is this worse? I mean, obviously the result's worse because that was a 3-pointer, but in context with the performance, give me your views. Switched out to Trippier. Nice touch by Trippier. Eze. Gay. Back to Pickford. Good press by Denmark. Not letting England settle on the ball. Stones. Very good press by Denmark. Look, 4 of them forward in the box. Oh, this is not good, is it, from England today? Nobody above 5 out of 10 today. Shearer said it's worse. So did Luke. So did Rich. Who am I going with? Shearer or the lads in the chat? They all agree anyway, don't they? Foul on Eze. Just gets pulled back. And that is 90 up on the clock. 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time incoming, ladies and gentlemen. Just as bad, says James. And England, it would be a great surprise if they did score, because they haven't been very good for the second half, have they? But could still win the group if they can nab a goal now. Really played in fits and starts today, England. Probably a good 10 minutes in each half, and that's it. Free kick goes forward. Watkins tries to win the header, but Denmark have just had the size advantage all damn day long. Did Poulsen get whistled again? Poulsen must have committed about 6 fouls since he came on as a sub. Every time it's gone forward, the refs whistled him. Just barged into Mark Gay. And all I'm seeing from Southgate and the England players is this a lot. Oh, calm down, calm down. Yeah, fine. But if you can't be calm, be good. Pickford is going to knock the free kick in long. And it's knocked away. 91-42. 3 minutes minimum stoppage time. winning anything in the air up top. We get Denmark transition here. I think we do. Norgard. Bah. Knocks that one forward. Gay sweeps it up at the back. Trippier hits the deck, and I think that's it. We've got about 45 seconds to play. A free kick. This will probably be the last phase of a pretty unconvincing performance by the Three Lions. Pickford. It's gone on to Eze. Eze, edge of the box. Eze knocks it across. Bowen's arriving, but he gets there second. Stones comes forward. 5 seconds of minimum stoppage time remaining. No reason why he should go over the 3. Referee Diaz. And he does not. It's full time, and it's pretty underwhelming from England, I've got to say. I hate the negativity around England. I don't want to be part of it. I'm going to try and give you a balanced view, but I cannot praise that performance because it wasn't very good. We've got to call it as it is, and pretty poor show from England. We'll get the numbers up ready for the match review, but Denmark, more than good value for a point in that game. England did not deserve to win that game, did they? And it's ended 1-1, which will take us to the match review. If I can find the stinger. There we go. And can't start the match review because I've got that in the way. That's the view I need to get. And then that one. Right. Take 2. And it was Denmark 1, England 1. And let's say this straight away. England were not very good tonight, were they? It was a night where a win would have got everything sorted for England. The group win would have been confirmed, and you can start planning for the round of 16. But we come away from this game not really thinking about the round of 16. We're looking at an England team that just isn't working, is it? It's not really functioning. And there are questions to be answered. And a frankly stunning triple substitution by Gareth Southgate in the second half does suggest he may actually be prepared to answer them this tournament. England go into this one unchanged against the Danes, which means Bellingham in the 10, Foden left, Saka right, Kane up top with Trent Alexander-Arnold still in central midfield alongside Declan Rice. 50-50 stuff for the first 10 minutes, and then, and drink this in because it's going to be a rare occurrence in this match review, England were good from minute 10 until they scored in minute 18. There was a nice bit of patient possession where they kept the ball and made the opening and made the angle. The only time really in the game we saw a pattern of play in England, overwhelming and moving Denmark around. Foden put the shot over the goal. Then there was a really good press where England put Denmark under loads of pressure and, sort of pulled the lever in that manner. But the goal, has to be said, the goal comes from a mistake. Kyle Walker does really well. It's Christensen, the wing-back, over on the left-hand side. Just doesn't know Walker's there. He's concentrating, looking inside. Walker steals in, gets round, knocks it into the box. It's all a bit scrappy, and Harry Kane gets off the mark for the tournament. Now, what people are going to say is that England sat back when they scored, and I don't know whether I agree or whether I disagree. Whether there was a deliberate, okay, we've scored, we're now going to sit back, or whether they were just pretty incompetent after they went 1-0 up. I don't think the other team having the ball and attacking necessarily we can conflate with England sitting back, quote. But what I can't argue with is that the pattern of the game went from England being nicely on top, as, at minute 18 when they scored and Kane scored, to Denmark being in control. Denmark are hurrying. They're outnumbering in midfield. You know, they're getting the ball forward. They're asking questions. They're making defenders defend, etc., etc. And yes, the equaliser is a worldie. Hjulmand drives it in with the right foot in off the base of the post. But I don't really want to hear Gareth Southgate coming out and saying, oh, well, we defended quite well. The goal we've conceded is a worldie. Fine, but that papers over the cracks of giving away control of the game at 1-0 up. And I hate to say it, that's been a repeated problem with this England team. I was up in the air on a plane for the Serbia game, but the feedback I've got is England, didn't necessarily control things that well at 1-0 up. They did go on and win the game. However, today, obviously, they've conceded the goal. And we were saying, during the watch-along, coming into half-time, well, if you're a Denmark fan, you fancy go for this and be 2-1 up by half-time. Into the second half, and England had a little slight rally, but all too quickly, the impetus was kind of handed back to Denmark, wasn't it? And then really the big headlines from the second half come from the bench, and England kind of get scruffy as the game goes on. We'd seen a few unforced errors and giveaways nearly leading to chances on goal, and it did get scrappy towards the end. The first big kind of highlight substitution was Trent Alexander-Arnold going out for Conor Gallagher, minute 54. So, okay, a lot of people were saying, Southgate won't change anything till minute 75. He did take Trent out, and as Trent Alexander-Arnold is walking off that pitch, I think me and a lot of England fans are saying, is that then for that experiment? Are we acknowledging that this doesn't work and England need to find a solution in central midfield? That is not ideal. 2 games into a group of a tournament, not really knowing what you're doing in central midfield and moving from one to the other. Who knows? I'm not sure he's going to persist with Trent in central midfield, and that's not me piling in on the player, but it just didn't work, and he was the first player to get the hook. Gallagher gave England legs for a little bit, and then I was so surprised, I have to say, because the camera hadn't picked it up before. We didn't see gradually these players getting readied, these 3 subs, but Foden, Kane and Saka all out, all substituted, all big names who play for Bayern Munich and Manchester City and Arsenal, top teams around Europe and in the Premier League, big names that are, quote, guaranteed starters. Out they go. And again, I'm sure Gareth Southgate is not going to say, it wasn't working, I needed to change it up. I'm sure he'll say, look, players have played a lot of minutes and there's a lot of pressure on those guys, and I needed some answer like that. But it was a bit of a Hail Mary as Bowen, Eze and Watkins came in. Unfortunately, the Hail Mary did the sum total of absolutely nothing, and it just made England look more disjointed, didn't it? We're used to a team that's maybe got Harry Maguire in and Luke Shaw in, and neither of them are there. We don't quite know what the central midfield shape is. You've then taken your captain out, your 2 first choice wingers, and there's loads of people asking questions about Foden on the left wing as well. And last 10, 15 minutes after the triple sub had, conspired to basically not work, not good. Not a good watch, and frustrating. I didn't really think, Denmark are going to nick this and win, but, it was like, well, England ain't winning this one. It's going to end 1-1 at best. Let's have a look at the numbers. 51-49 on the possession in Denmark's favour. 0.85 to 0.82 in England's favour on the XG, but that XG is under 1. England created very, very little, and you can see 12 shots. It does say 3 big chances for England. Let me just see if I can drill into those stats and we get shots on target number. There you go. That's a bit damning, isn't it? Denmark 7 shots on target, England 4. There's just no way with either the eye test or the stats that you can say, England should have got a win today. That would just be nonsense, wouldn't it? I know you can argue England's goal's from a mistake and Denmark's goal is a worldie, but yeah, not seeing England as a big favourite for this after these first two games, and particularly after that performance. You're looking for the pattern of play and the ability to control games, and just hasn't been happening. And the best moments in this game, that the goal came from a mistake, the best moments were when Bellingham drove through midfield. Bellingham wasn't great today either. Today it just didn't happen for him. Things didn't come off. It was just one of those days. But it's one of those days for everybody, with people looking knackered on a crappy pitch. Same for both teams. Yes, I understand that. There's a couple of moments when Foden drove from midfield. Trent did it once as well. Other than that, very, very short supply. And genuinely, I think I'm comfortable saying England played well for about 8-10 minutes in the first half and 5 to 8 minutes in the second half. And it's just not going to be enough unless your plan is to come up against Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Portugal, the big nations, and just sit and try and nick something. You know, you've got to control the game at some point. The Euros were there to win against Italy in the second half, and England could not control the game and go out and beat a kind of aging, tiring Italian team, and then lost it on penalties. So it's a bit negative today, I have to say, after that performance. And I believe Gareth Southgate has some sorting out to do. Do I think he's now going to stop playing Kane, Foden and Saka permanently? No, I don't think that. Might he stop with Trent in central midfield? I think that might be happening in the next game. But I think there's going to be a couple of changes. Maybe Luke Shaw will be back and that will do something in the left-back area. But central midfield needs to be figured out. But are England immediately going to turn into a team that controls games? I don't particularly know. Here's the table. And let's be fair, if you're being a doom and gloom, and I am being a bit doom and gloom because I don't think it was a good performance. It's one thing to be toxically negative. You can be toxically positive as well and just try and be positive when there's no reason. That's as disingenuous as being toxically negative, by the way, if anyone wants to pull me up either way. 4 points for England if they were to... Well, I suspect they'd even qualify as a best third place team, even if they lost to Slovenia in the last game. If they draw to Slovenia, they're going to have 5 points. Obviously then Slovenia can't catch them. Serbia can't catch them. So draw is enough. Obviously a win will top the group. If Denmark don't beat Serbia in the final game, England will top the group. Look, England will probably top the group, whatever happens. But I think it's reductive and low rent and a silly argument to just be trotting out, oh, look, they're top of the group, they're unbeaten. None of that shows me that if England come up against a big nation, they're going to be able to beat them. On the basis of what I've seen, yeah, fine, you might be able to navigate your way through the round of 16, maybe to the quarterfinals. The problem I've got is I need to see a team that can control a game and isn't just relying on defending and some, I don't know, set player, a midfielder driving through and forcing a goal or a bit of magic or a bit of luck or whatever. I need to see a team who can control the game. That's the only way you can beat a big side. And maybe we'll work towards that in the next couple of games. But unfortunately, from my point of view, a little bit negative from me. Denmark won, England won, and I think more questions than answers. And if you've got the answers, we'll clip this one out and let me know in the comments. There you go, guys. We will clip that one out. Loads and loads of comments in there. Apologies. That 12-minute rant has probably done my throat. So I'm going to say a huge thank you and farewell. It wasn't great, was it? We stuck together, though. Annie, Marlon, Yvonne, Annie, and Helen on the Super Chats and donations today. Big, big thank you to you guys. I think we're going to be back tomorrow for Netherlands-France, which, hopefully we'll see a team that can string some passes together, control the game, and entertain all of us tomorrow. So it's a big thank you, everybody, for watching. And we will be back tomorrow. And I'll clip that little review bit out. And if you want to comment on that, sorry, with any of your stuff you've put in there in the last 10, 12 minutes, then please feel free. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Big over and out from me. Denmark won. England won.